Hey guys, welcome back to Lap 1 News, and today we are going to be talking about Renault and their 2019 season. Now, I'm not really sure how long this video is going to be, because I'm going to be honest, they had an underwhelming season. Like, very underwhelming. And they just didn't really do anything spectacular. So, they had a confusing season because I genuinely thought coming into the season, before pre-season testing and before Australia, that Renault would be up there fighting with the Red Bull. And that never materialised. I mean, I did think Renault would take a step up from the highs of last year because they had a history of doing that. But I did also think that Red Bull would be worse than they are with Honda. But the point being that they just didn't quite meet my expectations of them for this season. And, I mean, it was Ricciardo's first season. He did quite well for his first season in a new team. He finished 9th in the Constructors, with his teammate finishing 13th or 14th in the Drivers' Championship. Not the Constructors, they finished 5th in the Constructors. And, I mean, it didn't start off very well for Ricciardo in Australia. I mean, I've just been listening to a podcast. He did so many media events leading into Australia that it kind of... I mean, his race result in the end was not that good, purely because his front wing went flying as he went over some grass. It's... F1 cars are too brittle. They're too brittle, but after that, it's been... I don't remember them being particularly consistent this season. And I think that is what has hurt them. Because on occasion, they have shown themselves to be as quick as McLaren have, but they just haven't shown it week after week after week as McLaren did. So, it was quite underwhelming, as I keep saying. It was just underwhelming. I mean, the only other thing I can really think about that happened in their season, because they're quite a quiet season as well, was Suzuka, in which Racing Point, after, gave a many-page document describing how Renault had been cheating, with I think it was Renault that were both disqualified for effectively having moving self-adjustable brake bias. Yeah, it was Renault that was self-adjusting brake bias, and Alpha was more traction control in the wet sort of thing in Germany, which I will talk about in their video. But they were just surprising. They just surprised me and didn't meet my expectations of how quick I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be fighting with Red Bull for the third place in the Constructors. Just didn't materialise, and in the end they were comfortably behind McLaren in 5th. But, I mean, they did end up quite comfortably ahead of Toro Rosso as well. There was a little bit of, will Toro Rosso overtake them at the last bit after their podiums? But it just didn't happen. But, yeah, I mean, they just didn't materialise. I mean, the only positive thing I can think, and as a fan of this driver, I hand on my heart, can say there is probably a lot of bias, and there probably will be a lot of bias in the future. I am a big Ocon fan, and so I'm excited to see them next season and see how Ricciardo and Ocon compare, because Ricciardo in the end was consistently beating Hülkenberg, which again I thought they would be more competitive. I thought Hülkenberg would be more consistently fighting with Ricciardo, but that just didn't happen. surprising, to be honest. So yeah, next season, I'm looking forward to seeing if Ocon can take the fight to Ricciardo, or if Ricciardo can take the fight to Ocon. Don't know which way around it's going to be. That is the exciting bit for Renault next season. That's what I'm looking forward to with them. And then 2021, if they stick around that long, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing if they can make any step ups, like McLaren will be hoping to do, to get closer to the top 3 cars. So, yeah, I mean, on that point, actually, because Renault, they might not be... You never know with Renault whether they're going to be here or there next season, or if they're going to just disappear, because that's what Renault do. They just appear, and then they just disappear after a few years after they decide it's not going where they want it to. So, yeah, ultimately, I'm excited for next season. This season has been... I keep saying underwhelming. I'm sorry, I can't think of a synonym for underwhelming, but it's just not met my expectations of them for this season. So, yeah, that is my view and review of Renault's F1 2019 season. If you did like the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to make sure you can watch the next one in a few days' time of Toro Rosso. And if you didn't like the video, tell me why in the comments so I can keep on improving. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been John Whittaker from Lap 1 News, and I'm out.